Okay, so Franklin Roosevelt, he had polio when he came into office. I believe it's when he came into office. So he set up a march of dimes, and all kids in the schools saved up dimes, and they gave them a little thing to stick them in, and you get a big package, and so that was helping conquer it. And at that time, they didn't have a cure, really. I don't think. At least we didn't know about it, except for the iron lungs, and they probably did, but we didn't know.
What were the iron lungs?
It was a great big old thing, and you had to live in that, and it helped you to breathe. And people, they got it in their lungs, they got it in their limbs, and but I was 2 when they diagnosed it. And so Mother, when she realized that the Arkansas Cripples Children's Hospital couldn't take me because they said they're overloaded with the patients and didn't have room, it really hurt Mother's feelings because I was her little girl. And so she sent out word to everybody she knew that went to church, to all the denominations around us, and said, I have this little girl and she has polio, and I would like for you to pray for God to heal her. And Mother had a lot of faith. She didn't go to church at that time, but God called her to preach at an early age. But she married Daddy and walked behind the light. And she always felt like that God had punished her with Huntington's disease because she didn't preach. But we said, no, you should have preached, but he's not going to, treat you that way, I don't think. But anyway, so that's when I started walking, but I had a real bad limp, like I said, and I had 2 sizes of feet, and so there was a Repan's department store, and Daddy and usually it was Daddy because Mother had so many kids to take care of. He took me in there. And they had some little patent leather shoes that laced up to, buckled up and to strengthen your, be around your ankle. So I had to buy 2 pair. My Daddy had about 2 pair of shoes, 2 different sizes, and for me to wear those shoes because we didn't have the money. I don't know if they had built up shoes in those days or what, but we didn't have the money if they did. And so that's what we did. And so I just kind of limped around, and as time went on, as people were praying, and Mother would put my heel in her palm, and she would push my foot all the way up to my chest as far as she could, just like this, and she would do that until she'd be so tired, and I'd be tired, and but she never gave up. She never gave up. And the only thing about my hand is my fingers. They still, God left me a little bit numb so I can remember where I came from. But I would try to pick up a coin and I couldn't. I would try to eat and the fork would fall out of my hand. And I just couldn't do anything with this hand. And so all the kids trying to ride bicycles, and my Uncle Paul was so patient. He tried and tried and tried. He said, Shirley, I just can't teach you. And so I never did any little kid stuff like little kids do, And but as I grew, I guess my leg grew or something because it's not short anymore. I have a limp. I have a slight limp when I get really tired. But it just kept building up. And my Aunt Elizabeth, my mother's sister, she'd say, Shirley, walk for me and go get that magazine. She wanted to see how I was limping or not. But it just kind of, God just built up the muscle. And I always thought I was really dumb, So God blessed me. I'm a walking miracle, as you can see. And so, let's see what was on show. So when Bill, like I said, I met, just the polio. Well, that was about it. God touched me through Mother's prayers and all the church prayers, and it just built up, and I'm where I am today. And I never wrote anything with this right hand. But one day I said, Lord, I'm going to do it because my brain is messed up, because I would want to start over here and go this way. And so, and even if, and then everything was backwards coming this way to me. And then so, since I've been grown, I think Bill was in Bethany, is when I did it. I said, Lord, I'm going to write the alphabet if it kills me. So I started over here. It's because, see, that's so backwards for me. But I made the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you could read it. It was good. Oh, thank you, Lord.